Hello my little droogies, my name is Avery and today is day 28 of Preptober. NaNoWriMo is just around the corner and we need to get those last few details ready for when we begin. My last video was all about preparing your writing space and today's video is going to be about managing your writing schedule. Now, our goal for NaNoWriMo is to write 50,000 words over the course of 30 days. That averages out at around 1,667 words per day. But let's be honest, some days it's going to be a lot more difficult to write 1,667 words than others. If you are lucky, there may be certain days where you have a completely empty schedule. You can just sit in front of a computer or a typewriter or scribble away in a little notebook and just write for hours and hours and hours. But realistically, there are going to be days where you have work or school in the morning, then you have plans with friends or relatives in the afternoon, and in the evening, some unforeseen drama takes place and you don't manage to get any writing done at all. So we need to figure out a way to work our writing around our schedules, figure out which days we are going to be able to get loads of writing done, which days we probably won't be able to get any writing done, and try to come up with a rough estimate of how many words we will be able to get done on each day. Now, for anybody left out there who hasn't boycotted the NaNoWriMo website, let's head back to the NaNoWriMo prep page, because they have quite a bit of advice on the subject. Let's head down to week 6, find and manage your time. And you can see here there is a quiz you can take to figure out what's the best writing schedule for you. There's a checklist over here, graphics to rally your community, lots and lots of blog posts to read, a video and a podcast. So where do we start when it comes to planning our writing schedule? Well, my advice is start with a calendar. A great big calendar that is dedicated exclusively to the month of November. If you don't have a calendar big enough, then print one off. If you don't have a printer, then just grab a piece of paper and write it down. Once you have a calendar ready, you will need to make a list of everything that you are going to be doing every single day throughout the month of November, along with a rough estimate of how much time each thing will take. Write down every day you're going to work or school and how long you are going to be there. If you have any plans that you are dedicated to and cannot get out of, then write them down as well. If you have any chores you need to do, write them down along with a rough estimate of how long you think they will take. Once you have finished writing down literally everything that you are planning on doing throughout the month of November, you can start to find all the little gaps in your schedule that you can dedicate to writing. Let's say there's a day that you're really busy. You've got work or school between 9 and 4, you've got a half-hour journey there and back, you eat dinner at 6 and you've got plans you can't get out of between 6 and 10, not a lot of free time for writing. But if you set your alarm early, you might be able to do half an hour's worth of writing before you leave. When you get back home, you might be able to squeeze in an hour of writing before dinner, and if you're not too exhausted, you also might be able to get in another half an hour of writing before you go to bed. If you can manage to stick to that schedule, that's 2 hours worth of writing you've gotten done, and you can write a lot in 2 hours. That said, when you are busy and on your feet all day, by the time you get home, you could well be just too exhausted to write anything at all. But hope is not lost. You can get around this problem by finding days in the month where you are not so busy and getting extra writing done then. So if your goal is 1,667 words per day and there's a day you know you won't be able to get any writing done, find a day when you're not going to be so busy and make your goal for that day to write 3,334 words. Now, apply this system to the entire month. Take that 50,000 word goal and divide it up in any way that is doable to you. If you work or go to school between Monday and Friday and have the weekend off, then maybe plan your schedule so that you only write 1,000 words a day on the weekdays, but you are making up for that by writing 3,223 words a day on the weekend. Now, one important thing to know when planning your writing schedule is how long does it actually take to write 50,000 words? More specifically, if your daily goal is 1,667 words, how long will it take you to write that? Well, I have been keeping a record of some of my own writing to keep track of my word count progress, and from the records I've kept, I'd say it only takes about an hour and a half for me to write around 1,667 words. So, if you can manage to find an hour and a half a day to write, and you're a relatively fast writer, you should be able to meet your target. Alternatively, you could write for about an hour a day over the weekdays and around 2.5 hours a day on the weekends. Another thing you can do to help prepare for Nano is to think about all the things that you do every day that take up large amounts of your time and try to figure out how you can cut down on this time. For instance, let's say you have a whole bunch of chores and errands that you need to do in November. Well, try and figure out if you can possibly do some of those chores either in the last few days of October or the first few days of December to empty up your schedule a bit more. If preparing meals and washing up afterwards is something that takes up a whole lot of your time, then maybe come up with a meal plan for meals that take a very short amount of time to prepare and don't leave a large amount of washing up to do afterwards. Perhaps you can prepare some more complex meals during the last few days of October and then freeze them so that they only need to be heated up when you're ready to eat them in November. If you share chores and errands with other people who live with you, then maybe you could explain to them that you're going to be participating in NaNoWriMo this year and ask if some of the people you live with would mind helping with some of your chores in November, and you'll make it up to them by doing some of their chores in December. And if you're a member of any groups or clubs that take up a lot of your time, maybe consider taking a little time away from those groups if at all possible. Again, just explain to people that you are going to be taking part in NaNoWriMo, explain that you're taking a step back from the group throughout the month of November, but that you will be back as soon as NaNoWriMo is over. So your homework for today is to create a calendar for the month of NaNoWriMo. Write down everything that you're going to be doing every day and roughly how much time it will take. Then take those 50,000 words, or roughly 45 hours, and divide it up throughout your calendar, making sure that you give yourself less writing time on the days that you're going to be busy and more writing time on the days that you're going to be not so busy. Also, make a plan for yourself regarding ways that you can make your life less busy. Anything time-consuming that needs to get done, try to get it out of the way before NaNoWriMo begins. Or try to figure out a way of making these tasks less time-consuming. Explain to all of the people who need to know that you're going to be taking part in NaNoWriMo this year and that you're not going to have quite as much free time as you used to have. In tomorrow's video, we are going to be talking about something really, really fun, something I am very much looking forward to, and that is NaNoWriMo rewards. Yes, having 50,000 words of a novel that you have written is reward enough in itself, but what better way to motivate yourself to meet all those important milestones than to have rewards waiting for you when you complete them? You deserve a treat for all the hard work you're going to do, and so we are going to be planning out ways that you can reward yourself for reaching different milestones. Figuring out what kind of rewards will best motivate you, what kind of rewards are within your budget, and what kind of rewards you can get for free. But that's me finished for today. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please let me know in the comments any advice that you can think of in regards to planning your NaNoWriMo schedule. Please like the video if you liked it, and please subscribe if you want to keep following my Preptober vlog and my NaNoWriMo vlog. Goodbye for now. I hope I see you guys for the next one.